Attorney's kind of flowing in. I want to. Most of you will know Bob Goff, but he's the attorney for Phoenix Traffic Council and Utility Policy. Old friend, older friend, a bit older, but
Recovering Santa Claus.
yeah, recovering Santa Clauses. So he did some really good work up there.
You get longer than you get younger than him.
So I'll turn it over to you guys, and I'm kind of giddy a little bit.
As our elder statesman, I think it's important that we start out. And here's our other elder statesman.
Welcome for all of those who put out to support us today. It's really appreciated. This has been going on for years now, and we've now got it out of the hands of the PUC and brought it to the court, where we may hope for some real justice and a greater opportunity for the grassroots people of South Dakota to really participate in a meaningful way in the kind of decisions that are going to affect this country forever. I mean, that's just it. There's no plans in anything that they submitted about ever taking the pipe out. Never going to do that. Never. And if it stops producing, it's going to have stuff sitting in it, and ultimately that will get out into the water at some point or other. So I was reminded during I think it was a comment that Peter may have made with regard to the emergency planning. And there's an old saying that says planning is best done in advance. And you see that these guys that we think the PUC has fallen down in its job on really requiring enough planning before any project like this is launched. I want to thank everyone who's shown up here to support us and pass it on to Robin.
I guess. You know, I really want to say thanks for being here. It was really, I think, important to fill the courtroom and just to let the judge know that this is an important issue for people. I've been in plenty of courtrooms where nobody's there except the lawyers. And I think, having all of you here made, I think, a big difference. And it definitely gave us energy too, so that was a big plus. But I can tell you, it took a lot of work to get to this point. 2 summers ago, we went through a 9-day evidentiary hearing here in front of the Public Utilities Commission. There were literally thousands and thousands of hours of work put into that by all the lawyers that were involved in this process. And a lot of the individuals too, who came in and essentially chose to represent themselves. Folks like John Harder, Paul Siemens, Elizabeth Lone Eagle, who is here. Faith Spotted Eagle was there as well during the entire process. I mean, just so many people. Cindy Myers is right there. I'll wave to you video camera. And the important thing was that came out of that was we actually learned a lot from that process. I think everybody who participated in that came out with so much information and so much more knowledge about how these pipelines work, how they're regulated, what all the roles are. And Bob has it right. What we learned was scary. It's not a matter of if a pipeline is going to leak. It's a matter of when and then how much it's going to leak. And, that's why this is important. And, it's just, I know for all of us, it's been a real privilege to be involved in this, and it's not over yet. I'm going to turn this over to Bree.
So then, how would they take care of a pipeline if it leaked or it spilled or whatever? I mean, what's their cleanup process or whatever?
The companies have this sort of philosophy of, and this came out from one of our witnesses that we had testify who had been an insider in TransCanada. He said their whole business model is let's put the pipe in the ground as fast and as cheap as we can, and if there are any leaks or any problems, we'll just deal with it later. They're making so much money up front that the cost of trying to deal with a cleanup, it's an afterthought. They'll just deal with it later. And to them, it's just money. That's all it is.
Is it no different than like when they used to have leaks on the ocean and whatever, and then they have to go clean it up?
Yeah, they're required to go clean it up, but part of the, how good of a job do they do? One of the things, and in fact, Cindy Myers testified during the hearing about the chemical composition of this tar sand sludge that they're pushing through. a big portion of that is benzene, which is, and the other defects chemical compounds, which are highly water soluble. So the minute, this stuff hits the water, that disperses throughout. So that's cool.
And the other thing about it, is that these companies are used to when it's in a water body, they're trying to scoop it off the top, put these little things that flow, try and capture the oil. The still bit, it sinks to the bottom and it stays there. Once it settles, finally, it's stuck there on the bottom, and that's why is it the Kalamazoo that's had tar sand spill? They're still trying to clean it up after years, and they just can't get it out of there.
Where's that, Kalamazoo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
In the
It's
Yellowstone,
Bridge
Bridge
Pipeline.
Yeah,
35.
yep, on the Yellowstone by Glendive, right?
Yep.
Why do they want the oil hauled down? The rivers, they want to put them underneath or over the rivers, just to get it from where it is found in the ground up in the northern part of Canada, and bring it all the way down by the Gulf of Mexico, so they can process it and then sell it to the world market.
So it has to go across a lot of rivers.
Is what they're,
Go across a lot of rivers, a lot of
What they're thinking.
streams, a lot of.
a quick way to get it there. Rather than float it there like that.
Rather than leave it in the ground
Oh.
where it belongs.
But no, I mean, in South Dakota alone, there's something, over 330 water crossings that this pipeline would make. Not just the major, rivers that, were talked about today in the hearing, but there are a lot of other smaller rivers and smaller streams that flow intermittently. Let's say only, after heavy rains or things like that.
Do they have a plan about if it affects the people? I mean, how does it? Do they got a way to take care of? I'm sure they do.
Oh,
But,
you dream, sir. You dream.
it's you know what I'm saying though.
They do have a
is-
plan. If you get in the way, they're gonna arrest you.
Right.
And confiscate your property.
You know what, I guess one of
Right.
the things that I'd like to say is that we're still, after this, whatever the judge decides, we're gonna end up at the Supreme Court, even if he was to rule in our favor. But that's not gonna stop the pipeline, because there's no stay on pipeline construction, so really.
I don't want to fish no more.
What I want to suggest that we need to start thinking about is, if the courts do not stop this, then what are we as South Dakotans? What's our next plans?
See.
Has anybody looked at all the historical pipeline stuff?
We've done some of
Yes.
this.
There's a
That's a lot.
huge database. PHMSA, the Pipeline Hazardous Safety Materials Administration, actually contains maintains a big database on pipelines and pipeline leaks, which is kind of interesting, because when companies like TransCanada here, when they did their risk analysis, to determine how risky this was, what their risk analysis consists of is basically going back to that database and running a statistical analysis on the number of leaks, and then sort of figuring out, oh, okay, well, we think it's statistically likely that there are only going to be X number of leaks on this pipeline based on the historical database. And that's one of the things that we didn't get to in oral arguments today, but it's an issue that we've raised in our briefs, that, even the risk analysis that they look at is really deficient. So
Right.
it just goes, there are all kinds of issues.
Hate to change the subject. Happy birthday, Tracy Zephyr.
Happy
birthday to you.
The one person that knew it in the crowd.
Not anymore.
Thank you all. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.